Hey guys, welcome to another Cigar Chats brought to you live on CigarFederation.com, broadcast around the world, the Armed Forces Radio Network. Thanks for tuning in wherever you are today out there in the world. We appreciate everything you guys are doing for us. Robbie Raz from Cigar Federation here with you, as always, from smoking hot California. Boy, it's we're going through another one of those weekends. It's going to be like 107 this weekend.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Dude, I thought Texas was hot.
No, spank you. Although I was spending most of my weekend in San Francisco at the ballpark, but it's going to be like 90 in San Francisco. And whenever it gets over 85 in San Francisco, people flip out. Expletive deleted. Yeah, they get squirrely when it gets that hot. So anyway, but if that's my biggest complaint, we're doing pretty good. Logan, how's everything in Texas?
Good. Wife is T-minus 7 weeks from popping out the baby, so counting down my last days of freedom. And ironically enough, my dad has never watched the show ever, because my dad still has dial-up internet.
Nice.
Like my dad is just not cool, but he's watching now. And for the first time, he reached out to me. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna watch the show tonight. Where's the link?" So I don't know if he's watching around with a bunch of his buddies. I don't know. Hopefully it's a good show, but anyways, it's a first.
I'm embarrassed to know. I don't even know your dad's name.
It doesn't matter. His name's Dale.
Dale?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I hope you're enjoying the show. We've got Casper Johnson from Atelier. Did I say it right?
Works. You got it.
Works. Atelier Imports. Casper, thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate it.
Hey, man, thanks for having me.
How's the weather down there? You're in L.A. I mean, we don't get a lot of California guys on here, but it's got to be pretty warm down there too, huh?
Yeah, it's been about 80s, 79, 80 degrees. It's creeping up into the high 80s this weekend, though.
Oh, I don't want to hear it. And you guys get the beach too? You're kind of screwed up here in Southern California. We don't get any of that, or Northern California.
Yeah.
Got somebody got some your boys creeping in the background there.
Oh yeah. Hey, Pete.
Yeah, that's Pete Johnson. If you didn't know, so just so you know.
All right. So
walking around.
Yeah. So you're obviously in your home office.
Yeah, I'm actually in the garage right now. This is where we pack all the orders and do all the distribution. Right on the other side of the wall, right to my right here, is the main humidor where we keep all the product. So it seems like the most quiet location, the place that's we don't smoke upstairs because Pete lives upstairs in our offices. So downstairs is that makes the most sense.
There you go. Cool. Well, again, we appreciate you joining us, guys. We've got some giveaways that we'll get to a little bit later. You can see all those lined out on the page there. We've got some hats and some cigars and some sweet ashtrays we're going to be giving away as well. So let's. We got a ton of questions, so we're going to jump right in. Casper, tell us. I mean, we all kind of know the story of Atelier and Tatuaje and the relationship there. Give us a little bit of your background, as far as you getting into the cigar industry, and then we'll jump into some of these audience questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been smoking cigars. I was looking at the math upstairs earlier today. It's unbelievable that it's 15 years now. I'm pretty young. I'm only 32, but I started smoking when I was like 17 years old. You know, got my first cigar when I was 17. Had it at a local shop as a gift from somebody, and didn't really enjoy it. But as soon as I turned 18, I went back and started finding cigars that I really enjoyed. And that's been my love affair as a consumer for the last 15 years. Luckily, I was in the entertainment business. Excuse me. For about 10 of the years, and was a road manager on the road with rock and pop bands, started a merchandise company, and that's actually how I met Pete. We share a business manager, an accountant, and I was getting tattooed one day when we were off for 2 days on tour in Los Angeles, and my business manager calls me and says, "Hey, you need more cigars?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Go to this address and ask for Pete." And I did, and Pete wasn't around, but the guy who runs the Tatuaje office, Andy, gave me some cigars, and it was 2 doors down from me getting tattooed on Sunset Boulevard. So
nice.
That's the way we got hooked up a long time ago, and I started doing like T-shirts and some design and ad design for Pete a long time ago.
So that's a pretty cool intro story. Yeah, I was getting inked up and.
Yeah, it was a weekend. I was just getting some more ink. No big deal. Yeah.
You could tell when. You can tell when the guys who don't have tattoos are talking about them, because I mean, do people really even say ink and inked up anymore? I have no idea.
I say zero.
People call them whatever they want. I see a lot of people that still call them tats. So.
Well, yeah, getting all tatted up. Yeah, I guess. I mean, when you say somebody's tatted up, like I see like neck and forehead tattoos.
Yep.
And I mean, you're getting something tattooed on like your Adam's apple. You mean that, boy? So
yeah, I got a rule, man. Nothing below the wrist, nothing above the neck. You know, if you ever need to go to court, it's one of those. I can hide every tattoo that I have.
Just button it up and you're good to go. Seems that's pretty solid logic there. I like
you'll never know I have a tattoo.
That's funny. That's funny. Logan, where are your tattoos?
I don't have any, but shockingly enough, my brother is a Marine and has like 10 of them. And he's actually in good shape. He's not like a fat, overweight J. Crew model like me. And it's just ironic because he's got them like coming up his neck. He's got a scorpion around his boob. Dude.
Oh, so he's got them on his neck.
Oh, like, yeah, dude. He's got one poking up. He's got the sleeves. I mean, he's a scary individual. Nicest dude you'll ever meet, but like I wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley.
So he's like the polar opposite of you.
I mean, yeah, pretty much, dude. I mean, I mean, not to derail because I know this is my show, but I mean, it's not like we're here to interview, but just a funny story is my brother, you know, I went to college, obviously, and did all that, and my brother, it was weird because, you know, he was like, I want to go in the Marines. This is like 2003, 4, like, you know, things are getting pretty hot and heavy in Iraq and Afghanistan, and he joined the Marines, and he got through boot camp, and they're like, yeah, you did really well, you know, do you want to go to, like, AUC school? What do you want to do? He's like, what's the most dangerous thing I can possibly do? And they're like, drive Humvees. They're like, that has the highest mortality rate you can possibly do. My brother's like, done. So he was driving around Humvees in like Afghanistan and everywhere. I mean, he was a savage. But he loves to drive, and that's just the difference. Me and my brother, I'd say, yeah, death sounds pretty good. Like, where's the paperwork? That's where I want to go. But anyways, long story. Anyways, continue.
No, God bless him, man. That's
yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, that's and from now on, I'm gonna be nicer to Logan just because I don't want reprisals from his brother.
Exactly.
So we've got a ton of questions here. I'm going to jump right in, and I'm just going to kind of go in order here. This first question kind of references something that you've already dispelled, that you and Pete are not related.
We are not related.
So because you wouldn't have met through a tattoo artist, you would have known each other before then.
Hopefully.
So I'm going to just jump to the second part of the question. It's from Punch Nubbit, still one of my favorite names on the site. It says, have you ever blended your own release, and if not, is that something you want to do in the future?
You know, all the Atelier releases, we all blend as a group. I mean, Pete obviously has an idea and a base for what he wants to do, and then he usually will dial up and then go down to Nicaragua, pick up some samples, bring them back, and then Casey, Dan, and myself and Pete will all smoke them and then turn in our notes. So we all have our own little hand in the blending process. Nothing's being done just by Pete or just by any other person in the group.
Okay, and how many? What the group consists of? How many people?
4 people. It's Pete, Pete's older brother KC, myself, and a longtime friend of Pete's, Dan Welsh, who lives in Ohio.
Okay, yeah, Dan just joined Cigar Federation as well. So Dan, welcome to the Federation. So, quick question. I'm smoking the special selection here. And
nice.
Just
Corona
started.
Gorda or Robusto?
I think it's a Corona Gorda.
Nice.
And I think we're giving away some Corona Gordas tonight as well. And I'm actually pairing it with some Bullet Bourbon. It was the only thing we had opened, and it's actually a pretty nice pairing. Now, when did the special selection come out, or the selection special?
Yeah, we call it the Lat 46 Selection Special. That came as like what Dan likes to call a happy accident. There was a point in time, I think early on, January or February of 2013, Pete was down in Nicaragua and saw a large portion of our crop that came back of the Sancti Spiritus came back much higher priming. We couldn't, in good faith, put those on the same Atelier 52, 54, and 56 with a darker wrapper and call it the same cigar. So Pete rolled some production samples to bring back for everybody to smoke, and that was the size and the shape of the cigar that we rolled as samples and subsequently put out because we thought it was that good. So we just said, done. It's finished. That's the one.
And so it's been out for how long? About a little over a year?
A little over a year.
I bought these when they first came out. I picked up a 5 or 10 pack or something like that. And this is the last one I have left from that pack. And after about a year, these things are really, really smooth.
Yeah, I love it.
Really freaking smooth.
We can't keep that one in stock.
Yeah, I haven't smoked this one in a while, but this is pretty damn good.
Nice.
And for those following, no, I don't think that it has a very creamy texture. There's an ongoing joke that I say that every cigar is creamy.
You said it was smooth, which is
smooth.
Somewhat in the same family.
Smooth and creamy are two different things, man.
I would. We can take that offline.
But
we'll debate that later.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, we changed the packaging on those too. If you have the original release, it came in flat 10 count boxes. Now they're coming in a little bit taller 20 count boxes. So
I think I got a 10 count box. I got 10 of them. I don't remember if it came in a box or not. It's been a while. I'll have to look and see.
That would be from the original, the first production.
Oh, okay. But it's got the double band on it and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good cigar. So I'm just going to keep going down the list here real quick. Stefan, he says, I've heard that the sizes for the original lat were modeled after the...
I was going to ask this question. It's the Bahique.
You can go ahead. You can ask. Go ahead.
I was going to... Dang it. Stefan, you took my question, you jerk.
So wait, Stefan should win something for that.
And it wasn't the Cohiba, it's the Bahique, which I guess is kind of a Cohiba. But it was modeled after the size were modeled. And I've heard mocking the Bahique. I don't know if that's true or not. You can dispel that rumor. Truth or lie?
No, truth. But, the one thing to keep in mind is that Pete had a 5 5/8 by 54 with the Cabellon Guapos long before Cohiba had a Bahique. So, we thought the sizes were cool and interesting, and when we were talking about the blend, we thought, hey, let's go ahead and use those sizes. That's it. The blend wasn't meant to mock that blend or to be our version of that blend. It was just a great blend. The wrapper is beautiful, and we thought, hey, we'd like to do something in those sizes.
Cool.
You heard it first.
So the follow-up question from the same guy, he had mentioned that the SS, which is what I'm smoking, he's seen them in the Robusto. We're giving some of those away tonight. Now, is that only an event cigar?
Yeah, the Lat Robusto Selection Special, it comes in paper 3-packs, and it's only available at events. We do have plans for expanding the Selection Special line at 2 releases this year. So, that's pretty exciting. But yeah, the Robusto will only come at events.
Well, there you go. So we've got some Robustos for you guys, and you can only get those at events.
And this is an event, so it all works.
This is quite an event. So that's good. Let me see. This one's from Mike Pusen. I think I got it right this time. He said the Lat 56 got fantastic reviews in 2013 as a top 25 cigar of the year. Congrats.
Thank you.
He says, for the new Lancero, what is more important for you guys? Is it kind of a review rating or producing a cigar that followers or certain demographics will flock to?
We love the ratings. The ratings definitely help our business, help everybody's companies and everybody's cigars. We definitely don't make a cigar, looking for the rating. We make a cigar first and foremost for us to smoke. If we like the cigar, that's what we're going to put out and hope everybody likes it. That's the main goal, is to make something that we would be happy smoking every day and every time we pick up a cigar.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. That's a good answer. Logan, you can. I don't want to.
No, I've got an absolutely phenomenal question, but we're coming up on the break, so let's just go ahead and take it, and then I'm going to drop an absolutely crazy question after the break.
All right, so we've got Logan's insanely awesome question right after this break. Hey guys, welcome back to Cigar Chats, brought to you live on CigarFederation.com, broadcast around the world on the Armed Forces Radio Network. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are out there in the world, keeping us safe today. We're here with Casper Johnson from Atelier Cigars. Logan, this next segment's brought to us by who?
Robert. This next segment's brought to us by none other than the world-famous Cigar of the Month Club and CigarFederation.com. Check it out, $39. It's got 34 5-star reviews. This is the cigar club that kills other cigar clubs. Actually, will eat their children. Actually, it doesn't eat children, but it's amazing. Only boutique cigars, only things we carry. Just to give you a sample, Total Flame Nicaragua, Liga Privada number 9 this month, Paul Stulak Black Midnight Fire, Crowned Heads J.D. Howard Reserve, and the unreleased, which will be released here in 2 months at IPCPR, the Victor Batali 512, or excuse me, 215 Coyote Negro. I always screw that crap up because it's my freaking area code, man. It's the Austin area code. I can't help it. Anyways, check it out. Store.cigarfederation.com. Back to you, Roberto.
All right, Logan, I'm going to go right back to you for your phenomenal question.
Okay, question. Casper, you were saying
I'm ready.
Cigar aficionado rankings, help people, which I can totally see that. Obviously, cigars that are ranked very high, retailers are going to gravitate to them because most customers are going to go in and say, oh, I saw this ranked very high, I'm going to buy it. Totally makes sense. How do you think it hurts how do you think it affects the non-Cuban market whenever a Cuban cigar is ranked number one?
Ooh, that is
that's a hard question because it's happened a couple times in the last 5 years, so at least twice in the last 5 years. So I obviously don't spend a lot of time smoking Cubans. I think Nicaragua produces some of the best tobacco in the world, and I gravitate mostly towards Nicaraguan tobacco. And I just love seeing cigars from the Garcias and Tatuay and ours, landing anywhere in the top 25, or at least, getting a rating from those people. It helps everybody's businesses. I don't know that a number one Cuban really affects everybody, that produce what I consider domestic cigars. But, you look at guys that have number two, they say, it's the number one rated legal cigar in the United States.
Oh, I got those emails. Oh, yeah. I would do the same.
Yeah, absolutely. As would I.
That's a great way to put it. I like that.
Fair
Logan,
enough.
any follow-up?
No, that's about the extent of my goodness for tonight.
No, that's a good question. We've never asked that.
That was a phenomenal question.
That was. We've never asked that question, and actually it kind of...
Hey, man, I'm good for one gym a show. That's it. One gym.
So that's what you got to do the Costanza. Say, all right, I'm out.
I'm out.
All right, it's all down here from here. Let's go. Let's call it a night now.
Exactly.
Okay, this question is from Sherman. He says, most companies, unfortunately, shy away from the Lancero Vitola due to production time and sales. What made you guys decide to produce the Atelier Lancero?
It's kind of funny. I love small ring gauge cigars. I really do. And that's the stuff I gravitate most towards smoking when I pick something up. And when we were down in Nicaragua, we had an idea to toy with the Atelier blend as a Lancero. And it just kind of worked out great because, this year Pete was releasing his 10-count sampler for Tatuay, the Lancero sampler. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like the right year for us to go ahead and just release it. If it's going to be the year of Lanceros and guiding people down towards that smaller ring gauge, that was the right decision for us.
So we can.
I love them.
So we can. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So we can speculate on the SS Lancero coming down the pipe anytime soon.
Yeah. I mean, this is we haven't announced it yet. I can give you guys that the first information. Yeah, we're definitely going to have an SS Lancero available at IPCPR this year in 20-count boxes, just like our Lat 46 Selection Special.
Fantastic! Breaking news. You guys heard it here first. Did you see that, Logan? I Walter Cronkite that one. Did you see?
Listen, dude, we break more news than a lot of people. But the thing is we're not in the news business. We're in the show business. That's it. That's it. But no,
the show business.
We're the show business. Now, question for you, Casper. Follow up. Hopefully, this one will be. And I just totally lost it. Oh crap! Oh,
I've got.
We were talking about this being the year of, the year of a certain cigar and stuff. I mean, I've got to think. I mean, every year at IPCPR, there's been, last year was kind of an Ecuadorian Sumatra year. Before I was Ecuadorian Connecticut. It seems like people go in ebbs and flows. KFC and stuff like that. I see that they're, with Pete with the tattoo, and then last year with Dion with the Rothschild, smaller, cheaper cigars. Do you see that becoming a trend in the market this year at IPCPR or in the future, or is that just kind of come and gone with those two?
No, I think first off, I hate calling anything cheap. So less expensive cigars is what I like to call them. Because when we first launched Atelier, we started with 4 brands: Atelier, Surrogates, Trocadero, and El Suelo. And Trocadero and El Suelo are 2 very great blends, and they're price conscious. They're under $5. They're in the in California they're $4.99 to $5.99, $6. And they're all, beautiful cigars, and they're using Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. So, I don't think that the less expensive cigars is a new market by any means. It's just our version of taking on a bundled a bundled brand at a premium price that is a lot less than most cigars.
Fair enough. You made me look like an idiot. Good job.
Sorry, I did. That was not my
It's
intention.
cool, man. If I had something stupid, you just bat me down back to my place. That's all you got to do. You did well.
No, I think they're here to stay. I mean, guys that spend a lot of money on cigars can't afford to smoke, 3, 4, 5 cigars at the $10 to $12 price point, or even $8 to $10 price point.
Right.
I see it all day long here in California. People are looking for something they can smoke 3 of, at a much lower price, and then have a great experience with, and then walk into a store or pick up their $10, $12, $15 cigar as their, last cigar of the night or something. So
right.
I think that's definitely something that's going to be here to stay.
Got it. Okay.
The nice thing about the four names that you mentioned, and they're all in that $5 to $6 price point. They're all damn good cigars.
Yeah,
all 4 of them.
Even our Trocadero and El Suelo, they're beautiful blends. They're extremely approachable as far as price goes, and they're available in every store that Atelier's in. So
Yeah, I was including them in the 4.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Along with the tattoo and the what was the other one?
Louisiana.
The roster. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's what I mean. That's 4 good cigars for that price. You can get 2 of them for the price of 1, that kind of thing. Anyway,
absolutely
good smokes.
Yeah.
But to get back to the Lancero thing, this one's from Jason M. He says, I've heard many say that, we've asked this question before, but I'm curious about your take on it. Many say that the Lancero is one of the most difficult sizes to blend and produce. So can you walk us through the process a little bit to give us an idea of what makes it so difficult?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really small ring gauge and a really complicated, for us, we have the pigtail cap on it, so it's got a difficult process doing the triple cap with the pigtail on top. So, the Garcias only have a handful of people that are rolling Lanceros. They're skilled enough to roll the Lancero, so we have to put on our production orders long in advance. I mean, we started working the Lancero project for us in January when we were down in Nicaragua. So we just saw the first production come up maybe a month ago. So you figure 5 months of lead time to get a cigar from conception to market. It takes a long time.
Wow, that's and you do have the extra bells and whistles on there. I always like it when a cigar comes out. It's got the pigtail cap and shaggy foot or close foot or something like that. I always like that stuff. I don't know why.
The pigtail cap is kind of the signature of the Atelier. Obviously, like we talked earlier about modeling things after the 3 sizes of Bahique. We wanted to continue that on with the Atelier line.
Cool. So Bill Williams, one of our friends of the show. Bill's one of our favorites.
He's old.
But he's always got pictures of him with hot ladies, man.
Dude, I don't know what he does, man. He must be hung like King Kong.
I'm not asking too
He's
many
like 1,000 years old. He is.
I'm not asking too many questions, but good for him.
Man, good on him.
He says, what is your go-to cigar in your line, in that Atelier line?
Oh man, it varies. A lot of the time I'll reach for Lat 46s. If I'm in a store, that cigar will be the one I reach for, just because I love the ring gauge, I love the blend. I think that size and shape really exemplifies the blend. But the cigar I reach for, probably the most, is the Atelier Maduro 54. That cigar I love broadleaf, so anytime I can reach for something in our portfolio that has broadleaf, that's the one I'll usually go for.
I'll admit I have not smoked the Maduro. Logan, have you smoked the Maduro?
I have.
What were your thoughts on it? You liked it?
It was pretty damn good.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, Logan, to read 302 Jose's question here right after Bill's. If you want to pull it up, because there's going to be words in there that I'm going to screw up, and I'd just rather see you do it.
You'd rather just watch me screw it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I fell in love with the Lat Extension de la Racine, which I'm assuming is the factory, right? Tell me, holy crap! Tell me, will you guys come out? Will there be a miracle and you guys will come out with this cigar again, maybe in a different Vitola? Can we expect any other limited edition releases in the near future? Dude, 302 Jose, you need to work on your English, bro, because that is just not. That's worse than me. That's terrible.
I like Jose, and he's one of our favorites. He always posts some of the best questions. So we love him for that. But that one was pretty. That was rough, dude. It was pretty rough. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, the race was a cool project that we came up with last year. We launched it at IPCPR 2013. That cigar is meant to reward the retailers for showing up to the trade show, paying their dues, and coming into our booth and supporting our retailer organization. That's really what that cigar is for. Last year was the first release, and that was a 5 7/8 by 52, which was a beautiful cigar, came in cabinets of 20. This year we are going to release a new size, and it's going to be a new size, new shape every year subsequent to the first release. So
with the same blend.
Yeah, absolutely. Same blend, same medium with the Criollo 98 wrapper. Like it's a beautiful cigar. You'll see definitely a different size every year. So if you're a collector, you're going to want to make sure you pick up a box of each year because it's going to be different every year.
Cool. Well, there you go, Jose. Let's see. There's your miracle.
You got your miracle.
Yeah, there you go. Another one from Jose. He says, you guys have done extremely well with the Atelier and Surrogate brands. So can you tell us, and you actually mentioned these cigars a minute ago, so can you tell us a little bit more about the Suelo and, is it Trocadero?
Trocadero, yeah.
Trocadero
Those are our two less expensive brands that we make, and they're available in 3 sizes each in bundles right now. They're beautiful cigars at a price point that's just unbelievable. So, no plans to expand those outside of the 3 sizes immediately. There might be something down the future. I can't elaborate a whole lot, but we're working on some projects that may be coming out at the end of the year.
Very cool. So yeah, so those are on the less expensive cigar, the less expensive side of the Atelier portfolio. So check those out. And Jose's got another one, and this one is pretty specific. So I'm gonna go through it. He says, can you elaborate more on the Sancti Spiritus? I think I said that right. Hybrid wrapper made by the Oliva family for you guys. He says, I hear it's dubbed the quote-unquote lost seed of Cuba. What makes it so special and different?
Yeah, I mean, Sancti Spiritus has been grown in Nicaragua for a number of years, and the Garcia family has used it in a lot of different cigars. This is the first production that's ever been grown outside of Nicaragua in Ecuador by the Oliva family, and it's a cross between Criollo and Pelo de Oro. As you know, Criollo is very susceptible to diseases like blue mold and others, and Pelo de Oro is just a beautiful tobacco, but very difficult to grow. So, they got hold of some seeds, sent them out to the Oliva family, and grew this beautiful wrapper that Pete saw in the factory and said, I have to use this. And we actually bought the Garcias bought the entire first production of that wrapper to ensure that we had it for years to come without anybody else having access to it.
Wow, so you guys are the only ones using this particular one.
As of now, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen anything else come out with it. I mean, I know that they grew another crop of it maybe a year ago, so that's going to be a little while before we see that. But yeah, as of now, we're the only people. At least we were the first that I know of. So.
Very cool. Very cool.
Great.
And okay.
No, finish your thought.
Real quick, which cigars is that wrapper used on?
That's used on all the Atelier with the black band. So the Lat 52, the Lat 54, the Lat 56, the Selection Specials like you're smoking, and that's it. It's used, but see the interesting thing about Atelier as a brand is that we use that wrapper and that seed varietal in every version of anything that carries the name Atelier. So Extension de la Racine, Maduro, regular Atelier, and everything has it. So like Atelier has it as a wrapper, Atelier Maduro has it as a binder, Atelier Extension de la Racine has it as a binder and in the filling. So we're using, that's like the common thread we're weaving through the Atelier brand.
Very cool. Okay, we got a few more questions we'll get to on the other side of this break. Hey, welcome back to Cigar Chat, brought to you live on CigarFederation.com. Broadcast around the world, the Armed Forces Radio Network. Thank you for tuning in with us today, wherever you are out there in the world. I hope you're being safe. We're here with Casper Johnson of Atelier Cigars, talking about some pretty cool stuff here, actually, and breaking some news and all kinds of stuff. I've got a very important question coming up, but Logan, this next segment is brought to us by who?
This next segment's brought to us by the Cigar Federation store, no other. Check it out. We actually just put some Viajes from the vault on the store. We have the Satori from 2012, some Full Moons from 2013, and some Platinos. Hell, who knows when it was actually released, but we got them. Check them out. Viaje at store.cigarfederation.com. Back to you, Robert.
Starting to notice a theme with our...
Hey, man. Hey, I mean, who else? I mean, hell.
You're just trying to pay. You're just trying to pay some bills.
Oh yeah, man. I'm in it for the ducats, bro. I'm in it for the.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm about ready to retire. I don't know about you.
I know, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just cashing checks.
Just cashing checks.
Making it rain.
Yeah, that's not true.
I wish. Okay, so this is this might be the most important question of the night because my answer is a resounding yes. But this is from Coop, and he says, "Does Pennywise the Clown scare you?"
Oh man, yeah. Coop has an interesting avatar. It scares the hell out of me every time I look at it. Especially, he's got that on his Saints and Sinners avatar as well. And every time I look at a post by him, I freak out because in the corner of my eye, he makes that open mouth smile that freaks me out every time. Yeah, Coop, thanks for that.
Well, his avatar is Pennywise the Clown from It. If you guys ever watched which apparently they're making into a 2-volume movie.
Oh no!
I just recently saw that.
You know how much I love clowns, Rob.
I'm not a fan, dude.
I'm not either. After almost staying in the circus last year, I about lost my lunch.
Oh boy! When we walked into that building, I said, "Oh hell no! I'll sleep outside. I don't want anything to do with clowns." Yeah, in his avatar, it's like it's still, but then like maybe once or twice a minute, it like smiles at you, which is creepy as hell.
Dude, it's freaky.
Oh yeah. He posts like crazy in Saints and Sinners, and every time I'm looking through, I see it, and it catches me, and I'm like, "Good God, delete that avatar! I want to delete his account for it every time."
Well, there you go. Now he knows he's in danger. He's got to tighten it up.
No, he's not going anywhere. He's a great dude.
So, question from Justin. Justin finally joined the Federation. Fellow Californian, fellow Giants fan, fellow 49ers fan. I smoke with this guy every now and again. He's a good dude. So Justin, thank you for, and I believe he's watching the show, so thanks for coming out. He says, finally tried the Lancero, and he enjoyed it. He says, I'm going to have to say the SS is my favorite lat at the moment. He said, do you have any plans of extending the SS series to different Patolas? We already talked about and broke the news about the Lancero that's coming up. Any other plans in the future with that same blend, maybe taking it to some new sizes?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely. I think you'll see more new sizes in the Selection Special before you'll see many new sizes in the Atelier brand, the regular Atelier brand. That's, we love the 3 sizes that it came in originally that we released them in, and the Lancero made sense, but outside of that, I just can't see anything, at least for the foreseeable future, in that blend. But yeah, absolutely, you'll see more. I always tell people I akin the Atelier Selection Special brand that we make to like Pete's Tatuaje Reserva line. That his core Miami product basically stays the same every year, and it's always the same sizes. And then he constantly is releasing new of the Reserva line. So that's kind of the route that I'm going with that line.
Okay, cool. That's a good. That's some good insight there.
Stay tuned to IPCPR this year, and you might see something special. So.
Okay, and I'm ready for the Lancero, man. That's going to be. I'm looking forward to that. Well, I'm sure I'll chase you down at IPCPR and have Logan beg you for one. Although Logan's going to be wearing, you're not going to want to miss this. He's going to be wearing like leather pants and a tube top.
Hey man,
oh, no.
Grace Santiago, you challenge me. Hey,
I'm not letting it go. I don't want to see it, but I mean, I'm curious.
Hey, she's bringing the tube top. I'm bringing the leather pants. I'm going to get jiggy.
Do you actually have leather pants?
Dude, if I got to buy them, ain't no big thing, man. I'll make sure they look good too. I'll do it. I mean, just because people don't think I'll do it, I'll freaking do it, man.
You know what? I believe that you will, and that kind of scares me a little bit. But I digress. So, a question from Joe Cans. I'm going Cans because it sounds fun. He says, I'm going to paraphrase his question a little bit. Of the cigar makers in the industry now, who inspires you the most with what they're doing?
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't say Pete because, I've looked up to him for guidance along with, with the Garcias. I mean, they make some incredible blends, and, I respect everybody that's coming out with new cigars, and of course I love Dion and Illusione. I think he makes some beautiful, beautiful products. But I would definitely say, I look most up to Pete just because, he really introduced me to the boutique market. I was smoking, and everything and anything under the sun before I heard about Tatuaje years ago, and that made me a real true boutique cigar consumer. So I would definitely say that, he's the guy I look up to the most as a mentor.
Yeah, that's when and Pete's story is is almost legend when it comes to you know, a guy starting out just kind of working in a cigar shop and then, you know, making his own thing, and now just, you know, making some great cigars. So you picked a pretty good mentor there.
Glad you got that tattoo.
Yeah, and on top of it, he's a great dude, and I love showing up to the office and working with him every day. So it's, you know, it makes for a great working environment knowing you get a chance to bounce ideas off of a guy that is, you know, got a palate that's, in my opinion, second to none, and has incredible ideas, you know, right out of the box. So, you know, I learn a lot from him every day.
Cool. Yeah, that's got to be fun when you work with somebody who inspires you. I mean, that kind of conjures up images of Jerry Maguire, you know, when he does the mission statement and all that, and you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, like, no, that's working with people. Like, I work with Logan, and he does not inspire me at all. So sometimes it's a grind.
I'm a taskmaster. That's what I am, a taskmaster.
Yeah,
there's got to be one in every relationship. You got to have
seriously. One. He's like the alarm clock. It's bad times. Let's skip forward here a little bit. Harley Holmes, he wants to know, what's your favorite pairing with an Atelier cigar? I know that I saw that you're drinking Whistle Pig, right?
Yeah, I'm drinking actually Masa, who runs a shop down in a tobacco barn in Irvine, California. He's a good friend of ours, and he brought this up last week or the week before, and just brought a bottle of the Boss Hog, which is fantastic bourbon. I hadn't tried it until a couple of nights ago, but you know, I'm a big craft beer guy, and Pete has just recently turned into a craft beer fanatic, which is awesome. But some of my favorite stuff to pair are like barrel-aged imperial stouts and cigars. So
really,
yeah, that's some of my favorites.
I haven't really gone down the route of pairing with beer. I mean, there's a few things here and there that I'll pair with. There's this double chocolate stout that they have near me, and I don't think it's anything special. The beer is anyway, but it just pairs really well with certain cigars if you've got something with a little bit of sweetness to it. But yeah, I'm pairing. I'm smoking the SS with, you know, I've got a little bit of Bullet bourbon left. That's a pretty good pairing.
Yeah, I'm a big Scotch guy too. You know, I drink, you know, wine, red wine, and bourbon, Scotch, rum. I'm a big fan of Glenfarclas Scotch. So most of the time, if you see me drinking a brown spirit, it's going to be Scotch.
Yeah, we should hang out, man. We're going to get along pretty well, I think.
Hey, anytime.
I think we'll get along pretty well. Logan, you want to chime in with any questions?
No, I already dropped my gym, dude.
One and done. You're out.
I'm one and done, bro. I'm a one-pump chump, dude. Just one time in and I'm out.
You're just riding the wave.
No, I don't really have any questions. I mean, no.
I'm not forcing, but jump in whenever you like. I got another question from Harley Holmes. What's your favorite tobacco to work with?
Oh, hands down, USA Connecticut Broadleaf. That's the one. You know, that was the reason that Maduro exists. I mean, we had originally in the factory, man, it was 2013. We were down in January, and we tried it with a bunch of different wrappers, and I was like, no, USA Connecticut Broadleaf. That's the way I want it to go. It's a beautiful wrapper. It has that sweetness that I look for, and it's the perfect strength profile for me.
You had that one. That was lined up, man. You had that. You had that one. That question was queued up. You had the answer ready to go.
Oh man, I mean, it's hard to, you know, in my opinion, it's hard to beat. I also love, you know, Pete's Kohonu Broadleaf. I mean, that's some of the stuff that I smoke probably the most of, you know, when I get a chance to smoke other products. So.
Do you remember the first time that you were in a blending room and you had some tobacco to work with and you just started playing around? Do you remember that?
I actually have never had that opportunity.
Really?
Believe it or not. No, I mean, the cigars the way that we usually blend everything is there's a base or there's an idea that comes from Pete, or we'll talk about things and say, hey, we like the strength profile of this, let's go after this, and, you know, change it up and tweak it a little bit here and there. I mean, you know, everything that we do, I start with something to smoke to start. I don't really start with raw materials. Pete's the guy that starts with the raw materials. He's got the idea of every region, every seed varietal. I mean, he knows. He'll call in a blend and say, I want this, this, and this, and make it like that. So, you know, small tweaks is what I'm used to.
So, any plans for the Atelier Casper, where it's just your show? Any plans for doing anything like that? Or is there anything you want to do?
You know, there's a couple secret projects that Pete and I have been working on that we're going to tease at the trade show this year. I can't give a whole lot of details on it, but it's something that I don't even think that Dan and KC have tried yet. It's that secret. It's actually the cigar I'm smoking right now. It's a test blend that we're both really proud of, and we're going to actually give them to KC and Dan to smoke at Cigarnival at the end of this month to try for the first time and see what they think. But this is the first time that I've actually said, hey, I want to try something with using this wrapper, using this shape, using this type of strength profile and this flavor that I'm looking for, and I think we got pretty damn close.
No, that's cool. I went a little off the cuff. I'm glad I asked that question. We've got another one from our boy Jose. It says, in the French language, atelier translates into the workshop, and I'm taking his word for this because I haven't looked it up. He says, is that a correct representation of your brand? And why did you guys choose to use a French name for your company? And below that, he says, Man Angel does his effing research.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. That's the correct translation for l'atelier. And the reason we chose that is that it perfectly embodies what we're doing different from Tatuaje. Tatuaje is a true one-man show. Pete it's all Pete. All the blends, everything is done by him. There's no collaboration. It's the brainchild of him directly. This is the first time that he's had the ability to make other products and have kind of a sounding board, a workshop, if you will, which is the reason for the name, of 4 guys that are collaborating on all the different releases that we're making. So everybody has an equal voice.
So it really is. I mean, you can when I hear the word workshop, you took it to more of an artistic place, where it's in the workshop, and I'm picturing 5 or 6 guys in a loft somewhere, and there's protractors and paper and stuff all over the place, and you guys are just kind of throwing ideas at the wall. Or you can think of a workshop as like a workshop where you're just in there, everybody's working the line, getting things done. So you guys take it more to an artistic place. That's pretty cool.
I think sweatshop.
Yeah, I mean everybody does something very unique for the company. I mean, you've got Casey, who's on the road a whole hell of a lot, promoting the brand and seeing customers and handling all of our events. You've got Dan, who's out on the road quite a bit as well, and who's helping come up with blends and working on marketing ideas. Then you've got Pete, that's the mastermind behind everything, that has the ultimate big vision for where this company will go. And then I handle all the finances, operation, distribution, and deal with the customers after they've placed their initial order. So everybody has something unique to bring to the table.
Cool, yeah. It's nice to have a cohesive unit like that. I heard the chimes in the background tells me we're out of time. Casper, had a great time chatting with you, man. We actually got through a ton of questions, which is great. We still got a few more, so maybe we'll get onto those at a different time. But let everybody know where they can find you. You guys are real active, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, I mean we're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, @Atelier Imports, Atelier Imports with an S on everything. I'm on I am Casper on everything else. So you can find us just about everywhere.
Cool. We appreciate you taking the time, man. Guys, thanks for supporting the show. We'll be back next week. Logan, who do we have next week?
George from Rodrigo Cigars.
Rodrigo Cigars from the House of Emilio. We haven't talked to him in a while, so that'll be good. Again, guys, appreciate all the support. CigarFederation.com is where you can find us. Thanks a ton. Everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe.
Thanks for having me.
And we're fucking back. No more FCC censoring. Fucking
man,
assholes.
I was working hard on that one, man. I was really holding my tongue.
I know, dude. It's fucking tough, man. That's why I only asked one question a fucking show, because I can't stop from cussing. It's like I'm got fucking Tourette's over here.
Nice. I love it.
Hey, man. So,
but I've got one thing. We didn't really touch on this during the show, and it's not quite the next question. I skipped one, but I'll come back to it. This is from Man Angel. I feel like now that I know that Jose is called Man Angel, I'll stick with it. But Logan, this one's really for me and you. He says, just for fun, if Logan and Robbie had a baby, which name would you prefer for their kid? I know we got 3 options. Rogan Creamy would be one.
Oh, that's gross.
Lobby Jesus? I don't know what that means. What's lobby?
Dude, like Logan and
Robbie. Lobby. Okay, Lobby Jesus.
Retard.
Or Creamy Jesus. And apparently that was CRA James who thought of that one. I got to go Creamy Jesus on that one.
I'll second that one.
Yeah, that's an image though, isn't it?
That's creamy Jesus.
I mean,
I'm into that one.
That's a shirt.
It is. I like to picture my Jesus in a tuxedo T-shirt because it says I'm formal, but I'm here to party, and I like to party.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to do a couple more questions, and then we're going to figure out. I've already assigned 2 winners. We got to pick a couple more. So this one's from Colton Reed, and I feel bad because I think this is the first time Colton's watched the show and participated, and I skipped his question, so I want to make sure we get to him. Sure. It says the SS is a great strong cigar, but how are you able to keep it to balance it so well? It says it's not overpowerful, but after an inch or so, you're like, wow, this is a pretty full strength cigar. And he also says, just on top of that, he thinks it's awesome and he loves it.
Yeah, honestly, I think the added strength comes from the higher priming wrapper that we're using. It's the same blend as the regular Atelier blend, just using the higher priming of the same wrapper. So I think that's we started with the cigar that was already, beautifully balanced. I think that strength just comes from the smaller ring gauge and the higher priming. That's it. Yeah,
I will say, when I smoked this at the beginning, and when I told everybody that, it's really smooth. And it was really, and it stayed smooth throughout. But the power does creep up on you. I mean, I wouldn't call it full strength.
Yeah, no, medium full. That's what Atelier is meant to be. I mean, Atelier was never meant to be a full strength cigar. It was meant to be a very balanced, medium full but full flavor cigar. That was the idea for the brand.
It's a cigar blended specifically for me.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, I like to say it was blended specifically for us, but I will absolutely let you say it was blended specifically for you.
Fantastic. I like that. Now, there's another T-shirt. Atelier is blended specifically for me. As long as we can use the name, we're fine. Yeah. What I meant was my palate. Like that's my wheelhouse. Is I want something, medium full in strength. I don't want to get kicked in the face. I mean, Logan likes that. But I like full flavor, medium, full strength. So
that's what all the Atelier blends are. They're all very, I say, medium, full at best. Maybe medium plus is probably the better descriptor in my opinion. But even the Atelier Maduro, I think once people dispel the fact that Maduro is a seed varietal or a curing process or anything other than mature or ripe, which Maduro actually means mature and ripe, you can look past it and say that not all dark wrapper cigars need to be full body. We blended that to be a very medium body cigar.
Yeah, no, I think this is definitely, it's creeping up on me, and this one, like I said, has been sitting around for about a year, but it's a great cigar. I'm a little bit disappointed that we're giving away those Robustos. I'd like to give those Robustos a try.
Well, I think we can make that happen.
Yeah, we'll do our best.
I think we know the right guy, at least one of them. I think we got it.
I know a guy. Yeah. So we got a question here from Mike. Oh, man, Mike, I'm going to jack up your last name. Uren?
Uren, probably Mike Uren.
Uren, okay, there you go.
Yeah, he's another Saints and Sinners member. He's a good dude.
He asked a very specific Saints and Sinners question, and I'll pose that to you off air. But we'll go with, and I feel like we dispelled this myth, but based on the questions, he says, do you ever get tired of people thinking that you and Pete are brothers?
No, it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, we're all like family here anyways. I mean, my younger brother works for the company as well. I mean, he does a lot of like the artwork and band designs and box designs, and has a big say in the stuff that we do here at the office. At least as creatively, he helps out a lot. I mean, he does a lot of things for Tatuaje as well. He shot. I don't know if you remember seeing the Tatuaje ad with Pete in front of a barrel, and then the other one with him with the mustache and stuff like that. That was all kind of a impromptu idea by Pete, but shot by Kyle and edited by Kyle. So yeah, it's very much a family-orient, business already. So I'm not by blood, but definitely by family relation.
By relation, yeah. The old adage, brothers from another mother. Where did that come from? That came from that was Lethal Weapon, right?
I think so, yeah.
That's kind of where that came from, and that's shot down in L.A. So that's kind of
my hood.
Everything stays topical.
We actually speaking of filming in LA, Pete and I were driving back from lunch yesterday, and we actually drove right by and circled back to go and check it out again. The final day of filming for Entourage, the movie here in Los Angeles. So we drove right by and saw those dudes hanging out. Yeah, it was really cool.
That's funny. That was one show I never got into.
I never watched it.
You have to, man. That show is awesome.
It's my wife and I were kind of bored with regular cable. There's certain things that we really like. Game of Thrones. Do you watch Game of Thrones?
You know, I saw the first episode, and I've been told that if I need to catch up, I'm going to spend an entire weekend binge watching everything, and I don't have that time yet.
Just start it, man. You'll enjoy it. But some of that stuff is really good. We just watched Band of Brothers. I, for the first time, watched all 10 episodes.
That's awesome.
That's, you know, I've always talked, like, I always try to say, like, something is, like, the best thing I've ever seen. That's the best television-produced thing I've ever seen.
Miniseries.
Oh, well, you've got to watch the HBO series The Newsroom.
You know, I've watched the first, that's only, like, 2 or 3 seasons. The first season was really, really good.
Yeah, no, I turned everybody in the office onto that, and everybody's like would binge watch it. It's a fantastic. I mean, if you're a fan of some of the other shows like West Wing and stuff like that, you'll definitely like The Newsroom.
Or even House of Cards, if you like.
House of Cards.
House of Cards is pretty awesome too. Yeah.
Or The Wire.
We just started.
Epic. That's an epic.
The best show ever made, easily, hands down.
Literally, my wife and I watched the first episode of The Wire last night. The first episode of season 1. The first time I've ever seen it.
I want my corners. Dude,
so
that's awesome.
It's just started, but like a buddy of mine, when Homeland first came out, watched the first 2 seasons of Homeland. The 3rd season was meh, but
Homeland was good. The first 2 seasons were good.
He coined a nice little phrase.
The red-haired fucker, that guy.
The same guy
that was in it.
No. He was in. He was the main. He was in. We just talked about it. Band of Brothers.
But no, he was in it too. He was the guy in it. I swear to you.
It might be. You might be right.
I'm Googling it.
But what I'm getting at is when he watched Homeland in like a weekend, he's like, yeah, I chain smoked that shit. So that's the phrase that I like to use when I binge watch something. I'll chain smoke it. So if you get into into Game of Thrones, you'll chain smoke that shit for sure.
Absolutely, I'm sure.
One final question about cigars. This is from our boy Shooter. Shooter.
He
says, out of all the surrogates, which is the most full-bodied? Shooter loves his full-bodied stuff.
Full
body, full strength.
Well, I don't know, man. The Bone Crusher and Skullbreaker are the same blend, but in 2 different sizes, and those are pretty fucking full body. I would say if you want something full body but equally balanced with full flavor, those 2. If you want something that has got a lot of spice and you're a fan of big ring gauges, definitely try the Animal Cracker. That's a powerhouse cigar as well.
Okay, cool. So with these giveaways, Logan, I've got 2 of them picked already. Do you want to pick a couple more?
No.
He's tuned out, remember?
I'm done, and I'm trying to. It's not it. It's another Stephen King movie.
Okay, well you can look it up. So with these giveaways, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up real quick.
Dreamcatcher.
Want to make sure I get these right. Let's see. So, Stefan Lindblad. Stefan, if I screwed up your name, I apologize.
He just won something.
He won today because he asked the question that pissed you off. So that's a winner. So he wins. He's going to win one of the hats and the Lanceros. Jose asked a ton of good questions, so he's going to win one of the ashtrays. And now I've got another hat and the 3-pack of Robustos.
Uzin.
Pusin? Mike Pusin?
No. Mike Urin, the Saints and Sinners guy.
Oh, okay, there we go. We can pick him. So Mike, wow.
Urin.
How do you say it?
Urin.
Mike gets the hat and the 3-pack. And you know what? And an ashtray.
There you go.
There we go.
Congratulations, Mike.
And now I've got one more ashtray to give away. That's Mike. I'm making notes here. One more ashtray. And you know what? I'm going to pick Justin. It's a little. Maybe it's a little bit wrong because I know the guy, but I'm going to pick him anyway because it's the first time. Justin, he's a new member. First time he's come check it out. So Justin.
He hasn't even said anything in the chat. I don't think.
He asked a good question.
Oh, okay.
So he wins the ashtray.
What about DJ Felon?
All the winners. Well, that's it. I gave away both hats. I gave away the Lanceros.
That's just a good name.
And the 3-pack and all 3 ashtrays. So all the winners need to email Rob@Cigar Federation by the end of the day tomorrow. If not, I'm keeping it and selling on eBay.
Oh, come on, man.
No, he'll give it to me.
If not, I'll keep it and smoke it. That's
exactly.
I kind of hope the guy who won the 3-pack doesn't email because I'll keep that.
Well, you know a guy. I think we can sort you.
No, I know a guy. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So, Casper, is there anything you wanted to talk about that we didn't cover?
No, I think that's basic. I mean, we covered everything, and I even gave you guys some new information on the new releases that we haven't even told anybody about. So
you did. You broke some new info. That's and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Let me see. I want to make sure I got through all these questions. I think we did. We got through everything, and we're under an hour. Oh, wait. Hold on. There's a couple more. Oh, Colton thanked me for getting to his question. Colton, you're welcome. Colton did actually ask another question, but we kind of skipped it. But we'd answered it already. Do you remember the first time you smoked a cigar and what it was? You told us the first time you smoked it. Do you remember what it was?
Absolutely. I definitely remember what it was. It was a Punch Pita in 1998.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
There it is.
It was at Old Oak Cigar and Wine Company in Westlake Village, one of my home shops. I live right up the street from there, so those are the guys that I credit with teaching me about tobacco in the early years and really getting me truly interested in the artisan production of great cigars.
So you could say that that was the first small stone that started the avalanche.
Oh yeah, and they were, it's funny because they were one of the first retailers of Tatuai in the country, and I hang out there 4 nights a week, so it's definitely home base for me, and they have a deep, dark relationship with Pete. I mean, those guys, it's one store that has an incredible bottle shop that sells rare whiskey, rare rum, rare beer, rare wine. So once in a while, you'll see Pete up there hanging out and getting, a few cool bottles of whiskey to add to his collection. Nice,
I'm sure. I'm sure he's got a nice collection.
Yeah, the office has a pretty epic collection. Although we as of late we've been amassing an amazing collection of craft beer.
That's what you were saying before we got started. The craft beer is a big thing. I mean, you're in the right area. I mean, California and Oregon, and I mean really the whole West Coast. When you start talking about craft beer, I mean it's all over the country. But
yeah, there's some great breweries all over. On the East Coast. I mean, and even in the Midwest. Like Pete's fallen in love with Prairie Artisan Ales out of Oklahoma, and that. I mean, they make some incredible beers.
Yeah, there's just so much. Like I can understand how it would be for somebody who's just getting into cigars. It's almost overwhelming because when you get past the basic stuff that's in every humidor at every store, there is that next layer of cigars is just huge.
Absolutely.
And it's the same way with beers. I mean, you're seeing stuff. I remember back in the day when it was like you'd see. Sierra Nevada and Safeway, and it's like,
yeah,
wow, they have Sierra Nevada. That's awesome. I need to buy a couple 12ers, and now you get it at 7-Eleven. But
yeah, no, it's the same thing out here. I mean, it's the same thing with cigars. I mean, once you get past the big production stuff and you go down that rabbit hole of boutique cigars, there's a world of things that are available to you it's just like craft beer, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. And just real quick, this is how awesome Jose is. 302 Jose, we man angel. We sing his praises. He won the ashtray, and he's actually going to defer that to someone else, not to be rude that he doesn't want it, but to kind of spread the love. So that was very nice of it.
He's just a gracious fella.
Yeah, gracious guy. So that's pretty awesome. So yeah, I think we're kind of up at the end of it here. So we got through all the questions. Casper had a great time chatting with you, man. Really do appreciate you taking the time.
Likewise.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, looking forward to meeting with you at IPCPR and chatting a little bit there.
Yeah, swing by our booth, man. We're going to be there every day, so come by and say hi and hang out. We'll get a chance to chat in person.
Yeah, we'll be there. Logan, any parting words of wisdom? Or are you sticking with it?
I'm all right. No, man, nothing. Have a great rest of the week, people. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, everybody have a good weekend. It's going to be warm all over the place, or at least out here, so enjoy it.
Yeah.
Guys, we appreciate the support as always. We'll be back next week with Rodrigo Cigars next Thursday. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.